Vigil.
Well, thank you, Edward. Ed. Right now, we're gonna be talking about my sister coming to the show today for at least an 8 minute talk about uh, the ending ceremony of the moving wall of Vietnam. So okay, sis, go ahead. Her name is Deborah Marroquin. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, hi. I'm glad to be here today. But first of all, I just want to start the show off by thanking the Carl Ross Post for sponsoring the wall and for all the volunteers that helped uh, in setting up the wall, taking it down, the security and guarding the wall 24/7. This wall was open. And the reason I ended up going to the closing ceremony is my grandson and I had been at the baseball game, and then when the game ended, we decided to go to the University Plaza, check it out. And then I said, "Hey, the wall is still here. Let's go see the wall." It was around midnight, so my grandson and I left, and we walked the wall. We got the little paper that they give you with the charcoal. They tell you exactly where your loved one is at. And my brother, Arthur Vigil, died in Vietnam in '67 on Memorial Day. He was only 21 years old, and I was 13. So, but I'm trying to, still show my appreciation to the veterans in honor of their memory for what they did for this country and the other country that they were fighting in as well. So as I was leaving the wall at midnight, the lady stopped me and told me, "You need to come back for the closing ceremony." And it kind of touched my heart when she said that. She says, "It's very profound. You need to be here. It's very moving." I said, "Okay." I said, "I will." So I did. She goes, "But be here by 1 o'clock because it closes at 2. It starts at 2, excuse me." So I made sure my grandson and I were there at a little bit after, like 10 minutes after 1. But it was very moving to see how everything, even every detail. I didn't even know that there was 10 when they fold the flag ceremony. Oh my gosh, I did not even know when they fold the flag, every fold means something. There's 10 folds, and those folds are very profound. And they even one fold is for George Washington, and it just goes on. I mean, it's just a beautiful ceremony. And then also they have a final walkthrough, and my grandson was given the flag that was by the east wall. I appreciate that. And then they played. They had the 21 gun salute, which they only shoot three bullets. And my grandson got lucky again because he found one of the cartridges, and we're going to keep that as a memento because it's very special. They played taps. They had a they had a bagpipe player there. It was just very, very respectful, very humbling. And they do a final walkthrough on the wall. One more time, all the family members, all the veterans, and I am a Gold Star sister. My brother that died in Vietnam died with a Purple Heart and Gold Star. So as we were walking through, yes, when we got done walking the final walk from the east wall, because one wall faces north and south, the other one faces east and west. But as they were done with the whole ceremony, suddenly in the sky was a beautiful rainbow. And I told the people that were there, that is a thank you from the soldiers in heaven, witnessing their act in memory of them, and that was their special way of thanking them. And everybody was so happy to see that rainbow. But like I said, the reason I was there was because my brother passed away very young age at only 21 years old. And it still profoundly affects me to this day. Like when I passed the wall for the last time, I did kiss my 2 lips and put it on his name. And then I also my grandson saw me crying, and I just told him, I said, you know, Art, it's been a long time. I was 13, you were 21, but it still hurts me to this day. And I love you, and thank you for your. Be sure you tell all the soldiers in heaven, thank you for this service to this country. And I have a special picture I'd like to show that my photographer that was there. There was a lot of military people there, past, present, and future, and some of them. One photographer was he was from he did how do you say it, work in Iraq, the country of Iraq, and he was there with the man that was in the Marines, and they go to the refugee camps and Marines. But he is a how do you say it, one of those freelance photographers, and he took a picture of my grandson, which I'm really happy about. And I know they took a lot of pictures that day. And the other thing I want to mention is that there was a few children there. And I really thank the parents and the grandparents that brought their little ones there to tell them about the wall and the memory of the Vietnam veterans. Can I show this picture?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you do that? Can
Right
they
there.
see it? Oh,
Can you turn
where's
and make it wider like this way?
No, not really.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. You see that? Isn't that a beautiful picture of my grandson?
I'm going to show this one.
Oh, okay. Isn't that a beautiful picture of my grandson? The silhouette of him
Wow.
against the wall holding the flag. So, but yes, I would recommend anybody that missed a chance. I don't know when it's going to be back to Stockton. I made friends with the couple that tour it's a truck. It's a fifth wheel truck, and they are leaving today. They were heading for Oklahoma, and going to take it to an Indian reservation back there. First time, 5 tribes, different tribes getting together to bring the wall.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
and
awesome.
5 different tribes, and then I would have liked to have gone to the
I'd like to
anyhow.
go there too.
And so I got chills telling you. And so anyhow, but it won't be back to California till the fall, and I believe it's going to be in Yuba City or Marysville.
Yuba City.
Yeah, one of those countries.
Okay, so it's going to come back in what year?
The fall this year.
This fall this year? Or
Yes.
we have to travel all the way to Yuba City or whatever,
Marysville,
right?
I think, or Woodland, one of
Oh.
those places.
Woodland.
Yes.
Okay, Woodland. Okay.
And we were waving our flags.
Okay, here's the flag that you got from
That
the
from the
movie
wall,
right? The
from the
official
wall.
flag.
Yes.
So they folded in this aisle and then in the George Washington and
Every
and,
fold meant
Lincoln.
something.
Oh wow.
Very
But
symbolic.
I guess you could probably Google that
Uh-huh.
and find out what the detail of that.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you, honey.
Perfect. That's wonderful. So,
learned a lot.
so you want to
Yes.
say anything, Raymond,
Raymond?
about what you experienced at the movie wall? Do you like it? You get a chance to look at your brother with your grandma, show you
His
your
uncle.
uncle.
What part did you like better, Raymond? The guns, right?
You like the gun, huh? Yeah, that's good. Perfect.
Yes.
Well, I'll thank my sister Deborah for coming to the show. It's a rare sighting that I get to kind of see my sister in one place with
Yes,
me.
because I'm always visiting 10 islands in 2 days, so
Yes.
I'm very busy.
Okay, well, thanks sis for coming over. I really appreciate it for your experience. Yeah. So definitely we'll get a chance to get a picture pretty soon. And
Yes.
I don't know how can we get a picture for you?
A picture for me? What do you mean?
You take a picture with you.
No, when? When do you
When?
want to take a
Oh.
picture? Oh, I'm asking her. What do you want to do? Are you gonna leave or are you gonna come back
For what?
for your picture taking?
Oh, we're gonna take our pictures together.
You want to do it now?
Yeah, let's do it now.
Not
Oh,
necessary.
it's not necessary. Okay, good. All right. Nope. I'd rather just.
Necessary for
Yeah.
others.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's say aloha, mahalo. All right.
All right, I'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you. Bye bye.
God bless you. Safe trip
See?
in the islands.
Thank-
That's
There you go.
Okay, thanks, Deborah. I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Now we're gonna go on. Now we're gonna go on our regular features. Guest is Kathleen Gapusan, and she's well known in the Stockton community, and as far as an activist. I think you're a true activist because activism is really you've been going to the Stockton Council meeting for almost pretty much every week. Every time they come on, you're still there, right? and really showed the heart of this person, showed her dedication and her concern, the well-being of the Stockton in our city, and really a true activist. People would say I'm an advocate or a, activist. It's an advocate and an activist and an advocacy. Okay, there's an advocate with a Y and an advocate with a T. Okay, so there's two different meanings. But also an activist to me that it's on the going. I mean, like what the word I'm looking at?
Consistently.
No, it's like talking cheap, acting speaks louder. Oh yeah,
Oh.
acting speaks louder than words. That's what I'm looking for. So there is a lot of things that Kathleen has been done. So I want her to bring because I seen her on the meeting online. So I want to talk about what she thinks about the future of Stockton and what she expects out of new candidate. Candidate that they promised and they didn't promise, they didn't go through. But one thing I was kind of anxious about last week when they did the budget, it's really kind of concerned. Like they were more concerned about retirement, and they didn't put no money in the general fund for our park, for our water, for our student, and there was none. They didn't put nothing in there, and they were kind of tight with their money. So I was a little concerned of that we don't have no water in Weber Point. So why do you think that didn't happen when?
Last year,
Okay, go ahead.
I made a lot of people
I'm gonna go
angry.
over here.
I made a lot of people angry, but I was also upset because the water feature at Weber's Point is very important, especially to the poor children, the children without anything, from the shelter, just in the vicinity. And it's easily, they can easily walk there. They don't have to know how to swim. That's the beauty of this water feature, it sprays them. So, and it delights people of all ages, and it brings people downtown. So I really like that a lot. But come to find out that the person or the company that built the water feature went out of business. And so the damage that was done to the water feature, it was sort of like a health hazard because there was problems with it. So we fought and fought. Finally, they have someone working on it today, or as we speak, and hopefully it will be done in time for next year.
So we're gonna miss a summer of no water for 2 years, huh?
2 years now. This will be the second summer, and believe me, the council lady from that district, a lot of us, we really went to town on that, and at least we have some answers and we have some dates to look forward to. So,
But also, did they not pass the law? I mean, not law. Well, not law. Put money into the Victory Park pool as well.
well, all this stuff I thought we settled, and anyway, once the consultants got done with it, our swimming pool from Victory Park turned into a water feature.
Oh,
So
okay.
we protested that, of course, and I say this because we went to many meetings. They invited the community, so we went, and then they turned around, and what we decided as majority, they took it upon themselves to change, and so we had to go back through that process with them. So up until now, there's no mention of it. I went to a Parks and Rec meeting yesterday.
Okay.
Very disappointed.
And why are you disappointed in the Park and Rec committee?
Well, because we're doing without pools. They had a fellow from Bantica Unified School District who is on the board, but all I heard about was graduation rates and this and this and that, things that are more related to school business instead of city business. Okay. I go there because I want to know what's going on with my city. I want to follow through. I want to see what we're given and what they're taking away from us. Okay, we have a right to that, especially with the taxes. We have a Measure M, which taxes us, 0.75%?
Yeah.
Every single person that shops in Stockton buys, and they pay that tax. Now, that tax was designed for libraries and Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay.
So we already have a built-in feature.
So why is this law? Because I know that they were supposed to do something on the Victory Park tree. Because when I went to Sacramento, and I went to they told me that the city of Stockton, city of the tree, and they have their budget always allocating putting more tree for clean air, low heat, more density. More density tree, so we can have clear air, breathing, good oxygen, and get away from the heat wave.
Right.
So here it's totally the opposite. And to me, Stockton is the city of the tree as well, too, right?
We used to be.
We
We were known as the city of trees. Remember back in the old days?
I wasn't born here, but I don't know.
Well,
But yeah, I know you're a Stocktonian,
so
but I know for a
that's
fact.
an issue. We're also having an issue with, dead trees, trees that have been X'd and circled by the city. In fact,
But they haven't. So in other words, they haven't been funded.
Oh, they have money. Believe me.
Uh-huh.
We're one of the most fiscally sound cities now in America.
To me, they say they were, but I don't think no result. I don't think anything that it. I mean,
I agree, Doug. I feel like
What
that
is the-
too. Because
what
I
is-
said, when are we supposed to feel it? When are we supposed to see the difference? Well, according to our city manager, he says,
Kurt Wilson.
2030.
Well, that's a long time.
That's right. Okay, we have long-term goals, and we have.
2030. That's a long goal right there.
I sat there.
We're not going to be around to see it.
I know that. I'm laughing. They act like we have all the. You know what I mean?
But to me, the way they were kind of emphasizing where structure, what's the word?
Yeah.
Sound. They still.
Yeah, infrastructure. Yeah.
To me, it wasn't. To me, I haven't seen nothing. No street improvement. No library improvement. No pool improvement. Anything that was related to our constituent and our community was not benefiting. It was benefiting the staff, the public, and their.
Oh,
their
you're on
retirement.
yes, I noticed that too. Okay, I've noticed that Kurt Wilson and Matt, his CEO of the city,
Uh-huh.
he looks out for the staff. They look out for their staff. Okay,
Mhm.
we have given literally millions of dollars in equipment, all that. I mean, the new city hall, staff, amenities, whatever you want to call it. But we're having troubles with it. Anyway, this man had the nerve to put, he has two $1 million funds for on-call consultants. I guess I'm the only one that questions that, but I have a real problem with it.
So what does the outside new would do? We have a lot of experts that's claiming that they're like, remember the Cultural Heritage Board?
Oh, man.
I was like, wait a minute. Why is they're Panabec, they're professor, they're architect, they are retiree, that's been around and know those things, and yet they want, and because they talk about residential private ownership, but you know what about commercial, what about multi-community, what about all those stuff, but yet we're supposed to educate people, but they did, because they think that there's no money involved with when preserving historic landmark. That's not, to me, that's not no value to them. But because it's been censorship so much on what, okay, since I joined,
Yes.
they have not done anything.
No.
Even delay. I asked them, where's the list? Can you get, oh, we have it, but can I see some of the list that you have that you already processed? So I could give some, and along the way, they could still work on that list.
They made a policy change the other night. I didn't catch exactly what it was. I thought
Okay.
maybe you might know.
Okay.
But normally that's something that staff doesn't do. But everybody on the council, except for District 5,
Mm-hmm.
just voted right along. Just gave them the go. Yep. But I'm like, how does that happen? We have a process.
Mm-hmm.
You're expected to follow it. I'm expected to follow it.
Right.
Why don't they?
Yeah, because it's built on tradition. It's built like, okay, we've been doing this quite a long. They don't want change. They don't like change it. So
Mhm.
when they start something that's already been done previous, they don't want to change. They don't want to mess it up. So it doesn't change the time of progress. You know what I mean?
Exactly, Doug. The people that work for us, Kurt Wilson, Matt, all those folks, they live out of town. They're not Stocktonians. They don't live here, so they don't see the sufferings or the things that happen in our town that we see on a daily basis. They see it from City Hall, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They drink water out of a bottle, okay?
Right.
They just go to places, they have lunch catered in, okay? And this was ongoing even during bankruptcy. While we did without, they made sure their meals were catered. That's one thing.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And that's an average of, like, just for city council, it's $200 a meal. Okay, I know it's not. It's not much because I have no problems feeding people. But okay, come on, give me a break. This city was struggling. Okay, there's a lot of other things that we do with that. We have increased with the water rates. Okay, because we needed a water treatment center, but we overpaid for that one. 220 million we're still paying for. Now that we need the sewer wastewater taken care of, it's 70 years old, or some I've heard 40 to 70 years old, antiquated. So we do definitely need that. Okay, especially with the amount of homeless that we have that are discharging untreated sewage directly into our waterways.
So
Okay.
tell me, Kathleen, what else is that is bothering you that you've been noticing that Stockton that people are not aware of? Because I know you've been avoiding calling on the
Calling them out on the carpet? Oh,
Yeah.
heck, I'm good at that. I love doing that. Oh, yesterday I loved it too. They all preach the children are our future. They're our tomorrow and all this and that. Yet everything that we have reduced in services and parks and all this stuff, the kids are suffering. I asked them yesterday, why are the rates so high for a team to rent out a place to have a game? I've heard all these different figures. Why does it cost so much for a child to enter city sports? And what happens when you have 3 or 4 kids? Well, the guy says, oh, we have scholarships. I said, yeah, but not in every sport. Okay?
Right.
So in addition, these people try to get their kids involved in city sports or whatever. They have that cost to join, and then they have the equipment costs, and then they have all the other costs
Right.
involved. And if they have more than one child and you're, on a,
you're in a shaky
Yeah.
budget,
which we are here in Stockton,
right?
it gets to be a problem because then the kids start suffering. They're doing without.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny is that at Brookside, they always have the HOA, and then you talk about at the right of ownership. What is his name? That guy, District 3 or something.
Canapa,
No, the other one.
right?
Next to him.
Right? Sobrak?
Joe Brack. He was talking about the pride of ownership. We don't, in that they are restricted, and he make his argument didn't sound right, because even Brookside have limited right. You have to paint a certain way. You have to show the same structure. You have to lawn the grass. All that. You don't have right with there.
Nope. Problem with that was a few years ago, I think there was an issue that came up where there was a lot of damage from the trees that were planted. And that home ownership, they had their own arborist. So the arborist and them, they're the experts, but they didn't plan for this.
Yeah.
So why should it be
Our
our problem, and taxpayers, because we're struggling with their own issues.
Right.
That's a problem.
So tell me, what else have you seen as an activist, and as far as going to the meeting? Have you seen other people that have running for the next year that you're support of or not against? Or
Oh,
what?
somebody I'm supportive of?
Yeah.
Oh, Bagazi, all the way. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that woman. She has worked side by side with us in the pits, in Mormon Slough, anywhere in her area. She's even gone out of her district to help other parts of Stockton, And I think that's awesome because she brings everybody together. Our District 5, there's more businesses there opening up. It's booming. We have housing down there. We have a lot of things that the other areas don't, like the holiday area in District 4. Oak Park is coming alive. They put $500,000 into the Oak Park ice arena. But yet, when I go out there, they had a big event a few weeks back. I was there. The little sewer hole covers are off. So when you step in, be careful where you step, okay? Because you could step into one of those things.
That's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking to me because I don't mind St. Mary's, a private high school, practicing hockey at the ice arena. But I do mind the pro sports team, and that was our reason for upgrading the Oak Park ice arena, is so they could practice. That irritated the heck out of me. Okay, I didn't like that, and I let them all know that. As far as a scoreboard, $650,000. Everybody except Bagazi voted for it like that. I'm like, $650. Do you know what we could do with $650,000 if they would put it into just one of our programs?
What?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a dreamer.
Wow,
In
that's pretty
Stockton.
interesting.
No, it's my take, just as an everyday tax-paying citizen. But believe me, I do. I do represent a lot of the opinions of everyday citizens.
Well, that's good. I'm thinking to people who, that's why our station is the voice of Stockton. We do care about people's voices, and I want the people, general people, to come and be heard. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's my project regarding that.
That's
sometimes
awesome.
sometimes I feel like I've been out of touch.
Yeah.
It's been a while because I had to take care of my health. Basically because I've been focusing, and I want to know what's going on. And you have to bring a lot of questioning into it, so that's good.
That's my
And
style.
it's also overwhelming. Look at my hand; it's always sweaty already. Just by her, just concerned that it kind of scares me that they have not focused on one cent on our community project to benefit us.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's really
Well,
concerning that they.
I was surprised too because they do have a lot of programs around and stuff, and they're all pretty much fledgling. I have a lot of questions about the Office of Violence Prevention. I took a class from them a few years ago when Denise Manning was the outreach coordinator there, and I liked it a lot. I learned a lot from it. But on the downside, I have not seen $5 million to $25 million a year for several years now, at least 5 years that I know of. There's no way. I want to know what happens to the money. We've never got a full accounting. Grand jury came in, investigated, said there were all these deficiencies. Okay, and then all of a sudden they have T-shirts, new cars, and everybody. It went from zero clientele for over a year to 200 clients, just like that.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, what's going on here?
So that's consultant fee, right?
Oh, I don't know what fees those were. There was no consultant on that. That was a program that's already in effect.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's really concerning to me. It's different than advanced peace. At least advanced peace is money from a different source.
Right.
This money comes from another sales tax that we citizens pay or not even anybody who shops in Stockton pays this tax.
Right.
And they get a big chunk of it. Same thing with the police department.
How's that going? What have you been hearing about that?
Wow. I am pro law enforcement. I was a nurse for many years, so nurses and cops are like two peas in a pod.
Okay.
But I have some questions, a lot of questions, because we have a young force. We're up to 370 plus officers now,
And that's
or
the
470,
limit
whatever
that's gonna be.
the hiring quota they had there. Okay. And we have all of that. We have the latest equipment. We have the best firearms, the best ammunition. We have new cop cars. We
And
have
helicopter. Have you seen the
we got the
helicopter
new
on Facebook?
helicopter. Okay. And yet our crime is still off the charts. Okay. We got some gang members yesterday. That's one gang,
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is good, but it's one step in the right
which is
direction.
nice, and it's a step in the right direction. We solved a murder. Okay. But I'm not sure if we can attribute that to solely the Stockton Police Department or the ancillary help that we have from other cities in the region.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know how much comes from CHP or how much comes from the Sheriff Department. I know it's a coordinated effort.
Yeah, sure. So because it all have to be funded by programs so they could do their work to get paid, right?
No, yeah, we're paying that. We pay it very well.
Yeah.
Every single time we shop, there's a certain percentage it goes. And normally I don't notice it until, you get over $100 and this and that. Then you start noticing, $9, $10. You know what I mean?
Right.
You start noticing those things after a while. And I don't like it because I opened my tax bill this year for my property tax. There's like 6 bonds on there.
Wow.
I mean, if you just look at and you see the kinds of things that we're paying for. And I'm all for it, but I want to see results. A lot of these programs, they all have long-term results.
Right.
I want immediate, I want short-term, medium and long. Okay. I don't know. I guess they forgot about the Braga reports and all that sort of thing, where all this stuff was foretold many moons ago.
Okay.
I'm also concerned, one more thing, Doug, is about this totem pole.
Okay.
Man, okay. Chief, I talked to the chief, and he said when they took it down, they did a ritual, so they could put it away. I guess it was a gift from another tribe to the Stockton tribes, and then it was there for several decades, and then it started rotting out or whatever, and they had to replace it. Now, we went to a lot of meetings over that totem pole.
Right.
I think weren't you at some of them?
I went one time.
Okay. Well, it was a community thing, and I remember the drawings and everything. And in fact, Yeah, and so we had the chief come and explain the different situations to us and all that. Okay, so they took it away. I thought it was a go. And then all of a sudden I asked my representative about it, and she said, oh, they nixed it. I said, they nixed it? What are you talking about? Yeah. So now we have a mound of dirt on a sacred little hill with nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked yesterday at the Parks and Rec, meeting, and I talked to this new commissioner. He said he's a Native American, and some people object to the totem pole. They probably want a different symbol or something, which is fine by me because I'm not Native, but I still respect, their things. So
Yeah.
it's important. But now, so I asked several of them, and none of them were on the same page. None of them. I was like super disappointed.
Right.
It's
So-
the cheapest thing that we have, like less than $10,000.
Wow.
Another lady who's in the education department, she suggested like a plaque honoring the Miwoks, which was the tribe here, but the tribe before that, which was the Yokuts, was eradicated.
Right.
And so we have like the Rio Calaveras, dead